Fed predicted to slash interest rates this year, and we did talk last hour about buyers, home buyers, who once gave up to re-enter the housing surge. Realtor Corey Burr back with us once again as we give a little guide for buyers and sellers in the new year as we get ready. Now's the time, Corey. It's the new year. It's time to refresh our thought process. So you're gonna give us some tips whether we're buying or selling. Let's start with selling in the new year. What should we do?
Well, both buyers and sellers, it's a daunting transaction in people's lives, financially and just lifestyle. So I do have tips, 5 tips for sellers and 5 tips for buyers. For sellers, the first thing is I want them to target between now and July 1st to put their property on the market. This is just a better 6-month period than the end of the year when people have other things going on like building up to the holidays and school. Secondly, for sellers, I want them to spruce up their house. They need to focus on the least expensive things that they can do to get the biggest bang for their money. And those are painting and landscaping. They focus on that, the rest will fall into place pretty well. Okay. The third for sellers is they need to know their comparables. And if they can get to know exactly what properties have the most impact on their house, they'll price their property effectively so that it can sell reasonably and in good order. The fourth is, unlike the prior 2.5 years, sellers need to be prepared to negotiate. They can't just expect that they're going to get a number of offers with escalation clauses. They're actually going to have to negotiate terms and price.
And maybe not expect that they'll get more than they ask for.
Exactly. That's still happening, not as often, but it can still happen, particularly right out of the gates. And lastly, for sellers, they need to understand that if nothing's happening in the first 3 weeks, they need to take positive steps to get their house the momentum back. Their real opponent in this whole endeavor is days on the market, because if it stays on the market too long, buyers will feel almost entitled to a lower price.
Interesting points there. I love the first thing that you said, which is get it on the market this first half of the year. Now, if somebody knows I have some work to do, right, and maybe I'm not going to get it there, can you push that a little bit into late summer at least? Is there like a firm deadline where people were, and I know some houses are always going to sell, but yeah, you mentioned people going back to school, getting ready for, the fall. Is there kind of a firm date where it's just like you're not going to have the interest in it that you would if you listed in the spring?
We really find that the end of the fourth quarter every year tails off. Really after Halloween, between Halloween and January 1st, it's just our slow time.
The focus is somewhere else.
Yes.
Okay, good to know. All right, now, for those who are looking to buy in the new year, obviously we watch rates. What else should we be looking for, and what should we be doing to prepare ourselves so that we can get that house and not have to be last in line?
Well, the main thing for buyers is they need to get their financial house in order, take care of any problems with their credit scoring, get that credit score up. And part of that is don't make any major purchases before you buy your house. You don't want that additional debt to show up on the loan ratios. Secondly, figure out your target price range in consultation with a very good lender. The next is get to know the neighborhoods that you want to live in. See as many properties as you can, because then when the right one comes on the market, you're going to be able to feel it in your heart that that's the one to go for. And you'll know that it's a good value because you've seen these other properties. The fourth is you need to be able to compete when a new listing is brand new.
Be ready to go.
Yeah, because I can't rule out that there won't be multiple buyers, particularly in the lower price ranges, that are going to want that same house. And lastly, when you're negotiating, if you do have that capability, don't just offer a lower price. It might be more effective to offer full price, but ask for a seller credit towards the payment of your closing costs so that you can keep more money in your pocket so that you can make improvements to the house right out of the gate.
But it doesn't look like the seller has to make a concession in the price. They still see the same line at the price. It's just you're working the money somewhere else.
Yes.
All right. Good to know. And as for that first part, that's very important about the other purchases. Like, for example, if you want to get a new car and a new house in 2024, maybe get the house first.
Exactly.
All right. Good to know. Corey, thank you very much. We'll put Corey's information up if you would like more help, and he is very helpful. There's the information for the Burr Group. If you are interested, you can reach out and contact him there or follow along on social media. Thank you, Corey. As always, Happy New Year.
Thank you.